mini skirt on. A wife pleaser, is that a boy in a cabbage? Literally, dude, that song. If you don't know, there's an artist out there, and this is the best artist ever in the history of the world because this artist just put out an album about transitioning, but it's so much more than just about transitioning. It's about like feeling good in your skin. It's about being hot. It's about like this album. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm scared to say, I don't know, it's spelled Eli. So I don't know if it's Eli or Ellie. And I do feel really bad because I've only heard this person sing. I've never heard them like say their own name. But they have this song called Wife Pleaser, and I listen to it every single day. And not only do I listen to it every single day, I listen to it on repeat every single day. Like literally I hear it once and it's addictive. I have to listen to it all over again because it's so good. It's so addictive. The way that they sing, like the whole entire song is like it's like an earworm. I don't know how else to say it, but then they came out with an album and there's this song that is called Falsetto. And it's literally the most gorgeous song ever. It feels like Pharrell Williams produced it. I don't know what the inspiration for that song was, but it is literally the most gorge pop song. This whole album, from start to finish, is incredibly produced. It is the most gorge music ever. Like, I literally love the entire album. I listened to it all the way through, walking through Central Park, and I was just obsessed with it. I just cannot say enough good things. And I know this person is going to be like a huge ass star. They just need more like people to see their work. But their work is solid. And I could see this person becoming like the next Chapel Roan because the quality is there, the vision is there, the brand is there, and the talent, my dear. The talent is there. And they're talking about something that I have not seen in like pop music before, which is being a transgender person in society. And it's not even the album doesn't even really touch on like the outside world. It's very much the experience, and it's about joy. It's about the joy of finally feeling good in your skin. It's about the joy of feeling validated in your identity because you feel hot and you're like, I bet it's so hot to fuck me. That is important to hear. And I literally love that entire album. Specifically Falsetto though, I that's the one that I'm like currently on repeat. It's just so gorgeous. It's sort of like fall, fall, fall. So pretty. And yeah, they can make a nasty pop song. Let me tell you, the nastiest pop song I've heard in a minute is Sports Car by Tate McRae. Like, so I talk about my playlist all the time, and someday I'm literally going to be famous for my playlist because what I do is I take a song and then I find a sister song, and then I find a song that has the same tempo and the same vibe, but maybe it's a little bit different. And then I find a song with the same vibe, different tempo. Then I find a song with the same tempo, different vibe, and then we have a vibe shift within the same exact playlist, but it's seamless, baby. It bleeds. And my version of that in this specific playlist that I'm thinking about is I have the song Sports Car by Tate McRae, which literally may be in like my top 5. It's just such a good pop song. It is literally like an amalgamation of so many different artists, and then it's Tate McRae at her best. You know what Tate McRae at her best is? The sexiest person in the world. That's Tate McRae. And literally, I know everyone's like, I want this person to collab with this person. I want Madison Beer to collab with Tate McRae because obviously Madison Beer is the most attractive person on the planet. And then Tate McRae has a stage presence that, like, I don't even know how to she literally describes it like it's Sasha Fierce and Beyonce. Like, it's an alter ego that when she steps on stage, it's not even her anymore. It's like this completely other, and you can see her lock in on stage. And specifically when Sports Car comes on live at her concerts, it's literally like the entire room is like, holy fucking shit. Like, she locks the fuck in and is holding everyone in that damn arena in the palm of her damn hand. And everyone at home, mind you. Like, it's literally her stage presence is unparalleled in terms of like it's literally parallel to Britney Spears. That's the level I'm talking about. And I love Addison Rae. I know everyone's like, she's a new Britney, she's a new Britney, but why can't these girls just be who they are? Addison Rae is a unique and original talent. Sorry, she is. And did she started out on TikTok? Yeah, she did. She did start out on TikTok, but it's okay because everyone has a journey. And so what? That she used to be like the Charlie D'Amelio vibe of like early TikTok. Like now she's creating art and expressing herself, and it's a gorge album. And by the way, may I add, if there were any doubters about Addison Rae, she was just nominated for a Grammy. And I know the Grammys truly mean nothing. Like they mean less to me than Tonys, Oscars, and Emmys. Like I'd rather hear that you won like a Critics' Choice Award or a Razzie or a Teen Choice. Like I respect almost every other award more than um fucking the Grammys. I mean, you think of the most talented artist of all time, and Beyonce is I'm pretty sure the person that's won the most Grammys, which is deserved. Like, okay, great, they have like the number one thing correct, but other than that, like they do not award the correct artist. Their genres are all mixed up. I'm like, I don't know. It's just it music is also so subjective, and it's so determined by like I don't know. It's so personal. So the idea that there's the best album of the year, unless there's something that has like a cultural impact, like Lemonade by Beyonce, which didn't even win album of the year. So it's like, what are the Grammys even for? It's like music is subjective, and I understand all art is subjective, but when it comes to movies, like when Parasite won an Oscar, everyone was like, yeah, it deserves the Oscar. When Mulan won the Oscar, it's like, yeah, it deserves the Oscar. Like there's usually a clear, distinct trailblazer of films that's like an achievement and will push movies forwards of the year. That usually happens every year. In terms of albums, I feel that there are albums out there that do what it should be awarded for at the Grammys, but the Grammys just doesn't do that. And I don't know. It's just I just am like, you look at the winners of past history, it's incredibly biased, it's incredibly misogynistic, it's incredibly like, obviously racist. Like they do not recognize people of color unless it's for specific categories. And I'm like, that's why they had to literally create the BET Awards, is because they were like, we need to recognize music, and the Grammys is not recognizing us, and we're creating gorgeous music that deserves to be recognized. And so I'm like, I respect the BET Awards more than the Grammys. But um but yeah, I don't but the one I respect the most more than anything is a Lost Culture Research Award. If you have a Lost Culture Research Award, for me, I'm like, okay, like, bitch, I can't even say nothing. Like, you have a Lost Culture Research Award. Like, that's the award I want more than any other award. But nonetheless, like, um, anyways, yes, this album by Ellie or Eli, I'm not sure, is just the most gorge album. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll post, I think I already have posted a couple TikToks about this album. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up the song Life Pleaser, and that's what I'm talking about. Okay, thank you. Okay. But yeah, anyway, I really decided to film tonight because one, I saw Die My Love with Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Lawrence, and I want to talk about it. Then I also saw I Love LA with Josh Hutcherson, and I'm I am just like really proud, which is weird because it's so parasocial, but like the fact that Jennifer Lawrence has like an incredible movie showcasing her true talent. Like I feel like the most comparable thing to her acting in this movie is Silver Linings Playbook. And she won an Oscar for that. I don't know if you remember, but she won an Oscar for that. And within the same year, she got an Oscar, or no, she was in like the X-Men movie as the blue chick. Like, she was putting in the work, and that always is my favorite thing. I love when beautiful actors and actresses win an award for like a serious role they play, and then at the same time or in the same year they are in like a huge blockbuster #1 movie of the year. I love that shit. I love that because it just really showcases like they can be the everyman. They can be like they have the ability to have like a comedic movie come out and like be a star of the film and hold a franchise, but also they're capable of like an original, unique performance. That it's literally what Sarah Paulson was talking about in terms of Jessica Lange and winning for Tootsie when she was nominated the same year for supporting actor and lead actress in a film, and she won for supporting actress in Tootsie because the same year she did the movie I can't remember the title, but the one she did another movie where she plays an incredibly different character that's like psychologically very different, whereas in Tootsie she's just like a shiny, beautiful, sweet, special little role that is just gorge. It's just a gorge little part, and she did so much with it and made it her own, and then she won an Oscar for it. I love that shit. It's similar to how I feel about what's her face again? Not Amanda Seyfried. I'll talk about Amanda Seyfried in a fucking minute. Oh my god. Rachel McAdams, that's her name. Rachel McAdams having The Notebook and Mean Girls come out in the same year. Talk about someone who should have won an Oscar. Literally, she plays the quintessential mean girl. When we all think of a mean girl, we think of Regina George. And hey, all respect to Renee Rapp. I love Renee Rapp as much as the next person does. But specifically the Regina George played by Rachel McAdams is just like, it's just timeless. And to make an archetype, to create a timeless character that is referenced like she made a historical character. I literally minored in political science. Y'all think I'm dumb. Y'all think I'm dumb and stupid, but I'm actually really smart. And I minored in political science. And one of my professors for political science, we were learning about like societal structures of power. And we watched Mean Girls and we had to watch it through the lens of like the hierarchy and like how it functioned within that world. We had to watch Mean Girls, honey, because that is how like primal that movie is. And she created a primal character. Then the same year, bitch, she's literally the most lovable, likable, shiny character in The Notebook. And timeless character once again. She created magic within that 1 year and has continued to and did before. Her first movie was The Hot Chick. And that movie's not that good. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not that good. And Rob Schneider, it should have been more Rachel McAdams, less Rob Schneider. Is not what that movie is about. But basically, Rachel McAdams is like a hot teenage girl, and Rob Schneider's like a fucking, I don't know, a fucking rat. And the manifestation of a rat in this movie. He's a homeless man who's like a criminal. I don't even know what he was, but they switch bodies. And it's mostly focused on Rob Schneider being a teenage girl, which isn't that funny to me. Like a grown man acting like a teenage girl, like, okay, it's just weird and like not that funny. And like the whole joke is that he has like a lisp and talks with his wrist bent and like is over dramatic about everything. I'm like, that's not what actually being a teenage girl is, and it's not that funny either. What's funnier is Rachel McAdams acting like there's a man in her body, and then like doing these disgusting things all the time and like using her body to be paid, because in reality, if men and women could switch bodies and men had to be a woman for a day, I feel like the only way for them to actually understand it, because they don't listen, even though women have been saying this for years, that it's unsafe to be a woman in the world, and men are so judgmental of women who go into sex work. But in reality, girl, it's like if you had that body, if you were a woman, literally the first thing you would do is to go into sex work, because you're like, I could make so much money. I would be great at it. Okay, so when women do that, you disrespect them and don't respect them as human beings, and it's like, okay, well, who's asking for it, girl? You are. Okay? The very people who are shaming the women who do sex work are the people watching it. Okay? So like whatever. And I don't have very eloquent thoughts to say about Bonnie Blue, but I do feel as though Bonnie Blue is an inevitable person throughout history. Like, there's going to inevitably be someone like Bonnie Blue, and I think the whole point of Bonnie Blue is like, she's not special. She's a normal woman who clearly has been through enough like desensitization and has built up this like fuck you in her, because she's been so torn apart that she's like, oh, you hate me? Well, I'm going to make you hate me even more type of vibe. And I don't even hate Bonnie Blue. And but I obviously what she's doing is not good for anyone, especially her, but it's not good for the culture. It's not good. It's not moving the human race forward. It's setting the human race back, obviously, like, but I still am like, people hate her. And I'm like, to me, I'm like, it's pretty clear how she got to where she is. Like, I feel like if they made a movie, which they should not, because they should not commodify her as a human being any more than like she's, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't make a movie about her, because also that's a boring movie. But if they did, I'm pretty sure any woman who's been objectified and sexualized and wants and is like has a weird issue with being sexualized and objectified could understand the mindset of Bonnie Blue. I'm not saying what she's doing is normal. I'm not saying what she's doing is right, but I'm saying as a normal woman who's been in society, I can have a mental understanding of why Bonnie Blue is the way she is. What I can't understand at all on any level, and who should actually be receiving the hate, and they're not, is the men who sleep with her. I find that repulsing. I find that disgusting. I don't find her disgusting. I find every single man who stands in line in front of 100 men and 100 men after him in line to have sex with this woman who's like, I find that concept just completely pathetic and disgusting and detrimental to society. And literally, here's the thing, right? Is like, I should be allowed to say who lives and dies. I should. Like me, Maya Caress. I should be allowed to say who lives and who dies. And the people who should be literally on spot assassinated is every man that exits her apartment after engaging in an act like that. They should be shot on sight. Like I say who gets shot, and they should be shot. You know what I'm saying? Because you like literally, I just have no empathy, and like there's no amount of like explanation that would justify it to me. I just find it so repulsive. I find it repulsive. I just don't know how else to say it. So Bonnie Blue, I'm like, obviously I'm not pro Bonnie Blue, but she just gets so much hate. And I'm like, does she deserve a little hate? Yeah, because what she's doing is not a good thing, or, at all. But these men should literally be the way you guys cancel like celebrities. You should be finding these men who sleep with Bonnie Blue jobs and wives, because you know they have wives and girlfriends and kids. You know they do. You know they do. You should be finding where they work and their wives and girlfriends and kids, and you should be literally tearing their life apart. That's what you should be doing. But no, you want to tear apart like Vanilla Mace or something like that. Like someone who made a simple mistake, maybe made an off something that wasn't politically correct in the moment and then apologized for it and is ultimately like understanding of why that offended people and is going to make a change. You rather cancel that person and send them death threats than do anything about that situation with Bonnie Blue. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm gonna completely shift because I saw 2 trailers with Amanda Seyfried, and I'm actually fucking pissed because The Housemaid has Sydney Sweeney in it, and it has Amanda Seyfried. And once again, I don't want to talk about Sydney Sweeney. I feel like the culture has talked too much about her. She's clearly like a passive like a passive person who like I don't know. I have no interest in. I don't think she's a very good actress, and I don't see what she adds to the conversation besides like clearly being like a MAGA Trump supporter like undercover. Like I don't know. I don't understand her value and or whatever. But she's in a movie with Amanda Seyfried, which I have the opposite feelings towards. Amanda Seyfried, I would do anything for Amanda Seyfried. I would crawl to the ends of the earth. And she's one of the most, like, she can do it all. She has literally done every single genre of movie. She can do it all. She is an incredible she has comedic timing. She commits 100% to the bit every single time. She acts in comedies like it's Shakespeare. Like she takes it seriously, and I so respect that. And she's really funny. And an underrated comedic voice. Like think of the movie she's been in. She was in A Million Ways to Die in the West. She was in Ted. And was she minor parts? Yes, she was, but she killed it every time. And then also rom-com. She has terrific rom-coms. Letters to Juliet, are you kidding? Dear John, are you kidding? And there's way more. She can do musicals. And I know some people don't like her voice, but for me, I'm like, I love unique voices. I rather take like a Bernadette Peters to like, I don't know, just someone who like sounds like auto-tune. Like I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in humanity. I'm interested in people expressing humanity through their voice in ways that make me feel something. And normally perfect pitch tone doesn't really do that unless you have a level of musicality that shines through. And that's why Charlie Puth doesn't connect. Is because I'm like, yeah, he made 3 good songs. I'm gonna name them for you right now. He made How Long, great song. He made River on I think it was his first album. And then he made Suffer, which is a great song. But everything else he's ever made, I don't support at all. But it's because he relies on his, like, perfect pitch more than anything else in his career. And I'm like, bitch, you aren't even making good-ass music. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, Amanda Seyfried. I want to go back to Amanda Seyfried. She has a vibrato that's youthful and warm, and it's like exciting to listen to. And that's why the roles that she has been in work. Mamma Mia is a joyful, warm, heartfelt movie. Amanda Seyfried's voice is a youthful, joyful voice. And have I ever heard anyone else's voice like it? No. And that's why choosing Lily James as the young Donna in Mama 2 was genius, because she has a familiar, almost similar vibrato to Amanda Seyfried. And it's different. It's definitely different than Amanda Seyfried, because Amanda Seyfried is like, so like that guy does like TikTok impressions of Hugh Jackman and Amanda Seyfried, and I understand why. It's because it's so unique and like identifiable, and it's a little much, I'm talking more about Hugh Jackman. Amanda Seyfried, I don't even think it's too much. I think it's just a gorgeous, beautiful, unique voice that she has, and the roles that she's played with it have worked. Do I think she would have worked as Glinda? I think yes, because let me tell you something. Amanda Seyfried can do anything. You remember Cam from Modern Family when he said Meryl Streep could play Batman and it would be the right choice? That's how I feel about Amanda Seyfried. After I saw well, no, I'm not done talking about Amanda Seyfried's career. She was in Jennifer's Body. Great fucking film. Like, has stood the test of time, will continue to stand the test of time. And in that movie, she plays horror. She does horror movies. She was in like another horror movie that I haven't seen yet, but I would see it. She's done musicals, horror movies, romantic comedies, normals, just like straight up comedies. She's done drama. Baby, she won an Emmy, baby. Hey, baby, she won an Emmy. She won an Emmy. And this is like actually the thing that I was like, oh fuck, like I need to clock her more than I have been, is when she did that TV show on Hulu about that chica, what's her name? Elizabeth Holmes. She was terrific in that show. She won an Emmy for it, girl. And Emmys are a rough, I feel like Emmys are a rough category. Because normally with a TV show, you spend so much time watching a TV show that you have a true love for the characters. And also the actors, because you have more time than a movie, can really dive deep and like find nuances and find new things and you can dive deeper into the character in a TV show so you feel more connected to that character, and they make it every episode you find out more and you grow more attached. So I feel like it's harder to get an Emmy because it's like some people you're competing with have been on television for 12 years and have beloved characters, and you have a completely different show with a completely different vibe, and you're both nominated for the same thing. Whereas a movie, it's like everything comes out the same year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it's a little different. But with the Emmys, she won for like a drama role. She played Elizabeth Holmes to a T. And then I saw her in two trailers, and one of them was The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney, and she looks like she's fucking, I'm talking about Amanda Seyfried, she looks like she's fucking going off. She literally looks so like she's serving contrista in that movie, honey. She is serving like she's gorgeous on the outside and truly insane on the inside, which is my favorite type of female character. Because I relate to that. Just reserved and calm on the outside, and on the inside, you're literally like, you know, singing nursery lullabies and like picking petals of a flower, and but while also like carving someone's neck in half. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that vibe. And Amanda Seyfried's doing that in this movie, and then you have to deal with and then you have to deal with like fucking Sydney Sweeney, and then you have to deal with the guy who plays Amanda Seyfried's husband. That's why I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go see it, because I don't really want to support the other two main actors in the movie, but I love Amanda Seyfried. So I'm like, should I go see this? I think I'll probably wait for streaming when it doesn't matter anymore, and watch and just skip past anything that doesn't have Amanda Seyfried in it. Honestly, it's how I'll watch that movie, which is how I watch most movies that only have one person that I'm watching the movie for. Is I just skip to the parts with them in it. That's literally how I watched all of Gossip Girl. Is I watched that entire show, but I only watched the scenes with Chase Crawford in it because he's the only one I thought was hot. And that's what I know of Gossip Girl. I don't know any of the plot lines besides the one that I think his name's Nate in the show, besides the ones with Nate. Like, that's it. That's how I've seen Gossip Girl. And that's low-key how I saw Pretty Little Liars. Like, I just thought Shay Mitchell was gorge, and I really only watched watched her storyline, so I don't even know what happened with, like, I know all their names. Is it? No, I don't. Spencer, Aria, Emily, and Hannah. I do know all their names. But yeah, because those shows are so long, there's like 22 episodes and 30 seasons, and I'm like, girl, I just want to watch Shay Mitchell, honey, and this lesbian plot line, you know? But yeah, and then Amanda Seyfried's in another movie where it's like a dramatic movie. It comes out Christmas Day. It's Oscar bait, but I'm sure she goes off in that movie as well. It kind of the trailer reminded me of Midsummer with Florence Pugh. Like, I felt a little culty. It felt a little like community delusion, old-timey though, and like Amanda Seyfried is acting the house boots down, brother. So I'm gonna go see that for sure. But I don't know about Christmas Day. I don't know about Christmas Day. I don't know. Why do you think they chose Thanksgiving for Wicked? I don't know. That seems like a movie that would come out on Christmas Day, but they chose for it to come. I mean, I guess that's smart because they don't want it to be a Christmas movie. I don't know. I don't know. Just because you release something on Christmas Day doesn't mean it's a Christmas movie, I guess. But I don't know. That just feels like the type of movie that would come out on Christmas, and instead it's coming out on Thanksgiving, and I'm like, okay, weird. But hey, I'm still gonna go see it. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go see my sister in Boston, and we're gonna go to Chili's and get the Alphaba Glinda Margs, and then go watch Wicked. And maybe I'll film a podcast with her. If she wants to film a podcast, then I'll film a podcast with her. If she doesn't want to film a podcast, then I won't make her. But yeah, I'm really excited because there's no Chili's in New York. Hey, everyone, if you ever wanted to move to New York, let me tell you something right now. There's no Chili's and there's no Cheesecake Factory. You have to go to New Jersey for that. Hey, I didn't know that till I got here. Hey, if I had known that, like, maybe I would have chosen different. That's not true. I love New York. But literally half the reason, well, 75% of the reason I'm going to Boston, I should give her more than that. 90% of the reason I'm going to Boston is because I love my little sister and I miss my little sister and I really want to see my little sister. But the other 10% is because my sister lives near a Chili's and I really, really, really want to go to Chili's. And I'm going to tell you my order. My order is I like the Texas cheese fries. Oh! Let me tell you about the Texas cheese fries. The Texas cheese fries are a hot ass cast iron skillet that they bring to the table like a plate of fajitas but for French fries. And then they put oven baked seasoned fries and then they melt Monterey Jack cheese on top. They put jalapenos, they put bacon. Do they put anything else? I think it's simple, honestly. And then you dip it in Chili's ranch. And Chili's ranch is great ranch. Everyone's like, Wingstop ranch, Wingstop ranch. Wingstop ranch for me is too salty, honey. It's liquid. It's literally the consistency of water. And it's salty as hell. Look, I love a salty ranch. I love a dilly ranch. I'm more dill forward as a ranch fan because I'm a ranch fan. I hate to like pull like a Lena Dunham like absurd little thing that I did when I was a kid on you, but when I was a kid I used to drink ranch because I loved ranch so much. And I think I used to drink Chili's ranch. I actually have a distinct memory of being a child drinking with a plastic straw out of a little ranch condiment dish at Chili's because the ranch is so good. That, you know what I'm saying? Like I have core initial memories of my life at Chili's drinking the ranch. So that's how good that ranch is. But yeah, I just was like, everyone was hyping up Wingstop, and that's not a place that like I grew up going to. Like my family was more of like a Popeyes, Cane's family. So we would go there for chicken, but we wouldn't really. I don't know. We wouldn't really go to like we wouldn't really go to chicken wings. We would get fried chicken and we get KFC, I guess, but we wouldn't do like chicken wings as a family. So I never really went to like Buffalo Wild Wings or Wingstop. I kind of went to those places in college because like once I was surrounded by other people in the world, I was like, oh, people go to these places all the time. And I was unimpressed with both of them. I think Buffalo Wild Wings every single time without fail is dry as hell. Someone's at my apartment. I'm in the many. I'm in the many. I'm in the many. Skirt and a wife pleaser. Is that a point? Okay, hopefully that issue is solved. Anyway, Buffalo Wild Wings is dry as hell. And Wingstop is way too salty, a little less flavor than I would hope, overpriced, and the ranch is not as good as everyone says it is, for me. I want my ranch to have a little more give than to have a water consistency. And I'm not even saying I want a ranch. I prefer like a liquidy ranch to like a mayo-y ranch. That's not my vibe. Bitch. And now the doorbell. One second. Sorry. Okay, hopefully that's solved. Um, but yeah, Wingstop's overrated and Buffalo Wild Wings is overrated. But the ranch at Red Robin, also there's no Red Robins in New York. So that's upsetting. I love Red Robin. I don't hear anyone ever talk about Red Robin. I love Red Robin. Every single time I've been to Red Robin, I love the interior. I love like the 1950s interior. I love the like every single inch of the entire place is like a Seinfeld photo or a fucking Betty Boop or like I don't know these cultural references everywhere with the 50s diner vibe. That's right up my alley. They give you free fries. Hey, by the way, they give you free fries and I like steak fries. If you like steak fries, let me hear you roar. Literally, everyone puts so much shit on steak fries. Everyone's like, I like the shoestring fries. I like the shoestring fries. You know what? I'm gonna take a waffle fry or a steak fry over a shoestring fry any day of the week. Shoestring fries are nothing. I want a crunch, honey. I want a little with my fry. Same thing with the burger, honey. I want a thick patty. I don't want a smash burger. I don't want a shoestring fry. I want Red Robin. I want a thick, juicy fucking patty. And I want steak fries unlimited. And I want 1,000 ranches. That's what I want. Okay. I love Red Robin. I think I really support that corporation. But Um, yeah. And besides that, oh, my Chili's order. I never even said my Chili's order. I get the Texas cheese fries, der, and then I get the Big Mouth bites, bruh. The Big Mouth bites are better than any of the burgers. And are you saying, Maya, get the triple dipper? If I'm sharing, if I'm with someone there that I want to share with, I'll get the triple dip. If I'm starving girl, I'm gonna get the fajitas. And I personally like the shrimp fajitas. I love them actually. But I will say I do add my own season. I maybe I'm like a seasoning fiend because I just put my own seasoning on all the foods that I eat apparently. But yeah, I really love the shrimp fajitas, and then at the triple dipper, I'm gonna get the Southwest egg rolls. I'm gonna get the Big Mouth bites, and what else am I gonna get? I think I'm gonna get the probably the mozzarella sticks. I think I'm basic. I think I'm pretty basic with my triple dip order. But honestly, what I also get if I'm not that hungry, but I'm at Chili's, low key, guys, the kids cheese pizza with fries on the side is not a bad time at all. It really isn't, and it really is good. There's something about homemade pizza, and my school lunch pizza was like completely awful. It was like focaccia. It was like the worst wet, soggy focaccia bread. Like it was that thick with like I don't even effing know what was on that. It wasn't even pizza, it felt like. I like Red Robin homemade type of pizza, which is like a little piece of fucking pizza dough, normal cheese and normal marinara sauce. I'm being so descriptive right now. But just like the classic ass kids pizza is great. And you know what? I don't have to add any seasoning to that because I just take that little four slice pizza, dip it in the ranch, have a fry, dip it in the ranch. Maybe I'll get the mandarin oranges as my side. Eat that. Like literally, I love Chili's. I've actually taken quite a few friends to Cheesecake Factory for the first time, as well as Chili's. Cheesecake Factory, honestly, every time I go, I get something different because that menu is so gorge and huge. Apparently, the word of the fucking day is gorge because I keep saying it, and I need to stop. Just like I need to stop saying like literally. I watch these back because I have to because I edit these, and I say literally in like every other word. But I also am not conscious when I do it. So when I'm conscious of it, it's like an annoying thing to constantly think about because I'm getting in the way of my fluid flow state talking. But then I'm like, bro, I need to stop saying literally in life because it's so annoying and I don't want to. It's not easy to listen to, I feel. Anyways, now that I'll stop critiquing my damn self, let me go back to Josh Hutcherson. This entire podcast should just be called, like, People I Find Hot because Josh Hutcherson is so attractive. And he's in this new show, I Love LA, and he plays the quintessential boyfriend of Rachel Sennett. And I just love a I love a straight man, which I don't love a straight man, but I love Josh Hutcherson for many reasons, and probably one of the bigger ones is his level of acceptance and empathy and celebration. It's natural, it's organic, you can tell it's genuine and authentic. His respect for the LGBTQ community, and you do not see that level of like normalcy and confidence in his own masculinity very often. That's why it's so noticeable when I see it in him, and when he's like so easygoing about the like, I don't know, easygoing is not the right word, but he champions the LGBTQ community and talks about like his sibling who's gay so organically, like it's, I don't even know what I'm really trying to say. I'm just trying to say that I really appreciate it because it's not every day you see that from a straight white leading man. And I really like that because I don't doubt him for a second that he's straight. I feel like it's so hot that he champions the LGBTQ community as a straight man. Like, that's one of the hottest things you can do because it shows that you're secure in your masculinity. It shows that being kind and empathetic to gay people does not make you gay, which a lot of straight men don't understand or are too afraid to show, which shows that they're not secure with their masculinity. But Josh Hutcherson is. Also, he's obviously hot. Also, he has a great sense of humor. Also, he speaks fluent Spanish, which was so hot to watch on when he was on the Brittany Broski show. I forget what it's called. What's it called again? Royal Court. When he was on Royal Court and he was talking to Brittany Broski in Spanish, I was literally like, oh my god, oh, 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 oh. I was literally like, dude, he's hot as. And then, of course, he dated a gorgeous girl from Madrid and lived in Madrid. Of course he did. But anyways, the fact that he was in the movie The Hunger Games with Jennifer Lawrence, and Jennifer Lawrence is just, here's the thing about the movie Die My Love. I often see certain movies that I know are going to be a little abstract, and then I leave the movie theater and I'm literally like, what the, like, I feel like an idiot when I watch, because that's what happened when I watched the movie Mother with Jennifer Lawrence. I walked out of that theater being like, I feel like an idiot because I don't understand the message of the movie, and I'm left pretty confused. It gave me like an interesting feeling. I definitely was moved by it and like felt emotions about it, but I don't really understand all the nuances and meanings and reasons behind what happened in the film. And so I don't have a lot of eloquent things to say about that movie besides I really liked it. Jennifer Lawrence gives a performance that, like, I think deserves like, it's literally comparable to Silver Linings Playbook. Like, she kind of here's what I have to say about the movie as my first impression, and then I think I might like I can't keep going on about this movie because I genuinely didn't understand a lot of it. But there's this like idea, and I'm so sorry, I don't know who created the quote, but have you ever heard of that quote that's like, there's always a man living inside a woman's head, and like, um, even though no one's in the room, you like act as though you're constantly being perceived as like, oh, I can't sit like that even though I'm alone in my house. I need to sit in a feminine way. Oh, like I'm laying down, but I should arch my back because that's more feminine, even though there's no one here. And there's almost like there's always a man watching you in your mind because of the patriarchy and like the the standards and the constant misogyny that we program ourselves to have. I feel that way all the time, and I'm trying to get rid of that, but it's very hard to get rid of. I don't know. It's really hard to get rid of because I don't remember a time when I wasn't constantly thinking about that type of thing, and it's kind of an impossible concept to explain to someone, I guess to a man. Like, how can you explain to a man when there's no one home and there's no one in the room and I'm by myself about to fall asleep, laying on my stomach, and I feel like I look unattractive, that I fix my body to make myself look more attractive even though there's no one there and it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense, but I do it, and I've done it my whole life because I don't know why. In this movie, I was so aware of Jennifer Lawrence seemed to have let go of that concept and was just acting as if she was like a gender fluid human being, like a non-binary human being. And I know that sounds that sounds insane because the movie is about like postpartum depression and motherhood, which is like which is like does revolve around what gender you are. But her her performance was, I don't even want to say it was masculine. It was more masculine than feminine because it wasn't. It was just like I don't I'm so sorry. I'm not articulating this correctly, but I was just, it really was a reflection for me of like, I don't know if I could have let go of the societal expectations upon me in the way that Jennifer Lawrence let go in terms of this movie. This movie felt freeing. It felt like it was communicating something that was human. And even though I've never had children, I I understand Jennifer Lawrence's character completely. Jennifer Lawrence's character kind of, I quote unquote, descends into madness. She goes into a postpartum depression, and she does very erratic things and sometimes violent things and sometimes dangerous things that do not follow society's rules and standards, because motherhood, to be a mother, is a crazy thing to do, and it makes you crazy, and not in a derogatory way, in just a genuine, as a human experience. It is so nuanced and hard and difficult, and there's so many different factors to it that it's impossible to balance. And so any human being in that situation is going to feel like there are, that their situation in life at that moment is not the same as everyone else's in the world, because they're on like flight or fight mode all the time, trying to keep a baby alive. And Robert Pattinson in this movie as well is great. And I think it's a hard one to play because he's not playing a husband that's passive. He's not playing the perfect husband either, or the perfect father either. He's playing someone who is trying his best, clearly, and someone who is fiercely loyal to Jennifer Lawrence's character, as Jennifer Lawrence kind of has this like mental break in this movie. The thing that I don't didn't really understand was the ending. I didn't really understand the ending, but I would love to hear and read. I'll probably read about the ending because that's usually what I do. When I don't understand stuff, I literally just go to Reddit, and that's where I find the truth. Because Reddit will tell me what the. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Y'all want to hate on social media. Y'all want to hate on Reddit specifically, or Tumblr, or whatever. But when I have a question like, what the fuck was the ending of Die My Love when she's walking naked into a burning woods? What does that mean? Because I have no idea why it ended like that. And I understand that maybe I lack critical thinking because I don't understand the intention behind that scene or why that scene was the last scene of the movie. But I don't. And I want to know. I'm curious. I watched this movie because I wanted to go through an experience and I feel unsatisfied because I don't understand it. And so I go to Reddit because because the people who create art don't really want to explain it, understandably. But also, I'm like, I want to know from Lena Dunham why she chose for Hannah's character to be pregnant in the last season. I love that choice. I think it's a real choice, but I want to know the thinking behind that. Is she ever going to explain why she wrote what she wrote? No, she's not. She's not going to explain that. And same thing with this movie. I still don't really understand the movie Mother. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it, but I that's not true. I enjoyed it in the sense of like it moved me and I'll never forget that movie and it made an impression of me, but I wouldn't say it's an enjoyable movie to watch in the sense of like it's not fucking Ghostbusters where you're dancing along to da 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 na na na. No, you're not doing that. In this movie it's a very it's like if a Panic Attack was a movie. It's like Beau is Afraid. It's just like, but that being said, Mother is a much better movie than Beau is Afraid. I saw Beau was Afraid in France, and I saw it in English with French subtitles, and I'm like, what a fucking weird ass movie to see in France. But I did. I don't know. I did. But yeah, I guess with this movie I just felt that Jennifer Lawrence transcended gender. I felt that she transcended like I don't know, she was just so vulnerable in this movie, and I just thought this was the pinnacle of her career thus far in terms of like I just saw her as a pure human being, and the fact that she made a character who literally like goes to it through a psych ward understandable and reckless and dangerous, but you still completely are like, yeah, I get it. And she lets all her impulsive thoughts take over and all those things. And I was like, yeah, dude, under the circumstances, I get it. That's kind of how we all feel. We may not go through the same thing she did go through in the movie, but when you are a brand new mother, I guarantee you that women who have had children are going to be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm just happy that we're in a time period where we get to see movies like this. That's what I was also thinking about this movie is like this movie's experimental, this movie is bizarre, but it's so special, it's so beautiful. The music makes the movie for me because this movie without the soundtrack is very like quirky. The soundtrack is very like not fitting at all to the tone of the movie, which makes it perfect because it's almost like the part of the movie that's lighthearted is the music, and everything else about it is like very dark and very like I don't know. There are a couple moments in the movie where I was laughing out loud, and then there are a couple moments in the movie that I took very seriously that other people in the movie were laughing at. Like there's a scene, spoiler alert, there's a scene where Robert Pattinson's mother, her husband and slash Robert Pattinson's father passed away, and she's kind of she's grieving and taking it extremely hard to the point that she is like not mentally all there. because like she's just so heartbroken, and she's a sleepwalker, and there's a scene where she's walking on a dirt road outside, walking straight, laughing, throwing a shotgun around, and it's kind of like sort of implied that the mom of Robert Pattinson is walking to Jennifer Lawrence's house to like kill the baby or her, but then she wakes up in the middle of the road and realizes what she's doing and walks back. But someone was laughing at that scene, and I was like, my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, like I did not think that was funny, but someone else thought it was funny. And I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying they're right, I'm not saying I'm wrong, I'm not saying they're wrong. And that was just not how I interpreted it. I took it as like, oh my god, and they took it as like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, and like that I'm gonna laugh. So I don't know. I think tonally it is a movie that makes you question things, but I would say it's like if Silver Linings Playbook and the movie Mother had a baby. That's this movie. And then you have Robert Pattinson in it, and I will say the opening title is a like they're essentially Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson are wrestling naked in a sensual sexual way. And then there's the opening title. So, yeah. But I don't know. I almost want to see this movie again. And it's once again, it's not one of those movies that's like it's not Batman with Michelle Pfeiffer. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's kind of a hard movie to watch because it's so dark. It's very dark and real and raw. It's a raw ass movie. That's what I would say. That's my quote that goes on the trailer. By the way, one of the quotes on the trailer was like, genuinely shocking. That was one of the quotes written by a critic. Genuinely shocking. I'm like, literally, that's how they describe me. How would you describe Maya? Genuinely shocking. I thought that was the funniest review because it's like, what does that even mean? Like this movie's like, is that good or bad? Like it's neither. It's just shocking. It's just a shocking movie. But my takeaway from it is it's fucking as raw as it fucking gets, brother. That's this movie. And I just thought it was so well done. I thought Jennifer Lawrence delivers a performance that I'll be thinking about for the rest of my life. It literally changed my life because the like I said before about like there's always a man in your head type of mindset that I am trying to, as I get older, take away so I can be less patriarchy can have less of a hold in my life. In this movie, the fact that she transcended that and wasn't allowing those types of those types of things that every human has to deal with, that wasn't affecting her. She was just delivering a performance of like humanity more so than a binary gender. It was just she gave just an extremely powerful raw performance, and I would definitely recommend it. I will say it's definitely not for everyone. It is a bizarre film. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I think the music was so expertly, geniusly done. I don't think the movie works as well. I'm not gonna say it doesn't work without the music because I think it's still a really beautiful movie, but the music for me is like really what takes it over the top of like, okay, this is a memorable movie that like because of the music makes it so much more juicy and rich and enhances the movie so much more because it gives it an element that it didn't have before. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I talked about everything I want to talk about. I think literally next week Wicked comes out, you guys. Like Wicked comes out next week. I'm gonna find out next week. You're gonna hear from this podcast. Do I think Ariana Grande is going to get an Oscar for this movie? Do I think Cynthia Erivo is gonna get an Oscar for this movie? You'll find out next week. I will already say Jennifer Lawrence's performance in this movie is my favorite performance of the year, alongside with Dylan O'Brien in the movie Twinless. That's also my favorite performance of the year. So those two performances for me are the Oscar winners thus far of what I've seen. But who knows? Some years the categories are stacked and it's like literally it's anyone's guess who could win because it's every movie's so effing good and every portrayal of every role is so effing good. And then some movies it's like, or some years it's like, okay. I will say, I think even though I loved Nora, even though I thought Mikey Madison deserves her Oscar, I was like Demi Moore deserves the Oscar for Substance because I think as a movie, well, no, I really liked Nora. And I'm not mad at Nora won. I'm actually happy Nora won because I'm just glad the Brutalist didn't win because literally the Brutalist to me, I never saw it, but I just hate Adrian Brody. So anything he's in, I'm like, okay, I don't want you to win anything. But in Nora, I'm like, Sean Baker is one of my favorite directors of all time. He's a revolutionary director. He stands for a type of film that I think is important. And both of his first two movies, Tangerine and The Flora Project, are two movies that I hold with such high regard because Tangerine was a movie, but if you don't know, it's filmed on an iPhone. It's the first Oscar nominated film or Oscar winning film to be filmed on an iPhone. And it's about trans black women in LA who are sex workers. And it's filmed documentary style. It's filmed, I think it's called like guerrilla style, guerrilla filming. I don't know, but it's the type of filming where like when someone's walking down the street, the camera guy's walking straight with them. Like they're not trying to make it a clean shot. They're trying to make it like it's a documentary type of shot. And that movie was so important to me and really had an effect on me. I love that movie. And it really showed me like a side of the world that I had no knowledge of. And I like really appreciate that movie. Same with Moonlight. That movie showed me that movie was so gorgeous. And I've seen that movie so many times because it's I just love that movie. Moonlight for me is a movie that like really affected me deeply. It's a movie I've seen over and over and over again. I love the I love the way that it's edited. I love the storyline of the different ages and you see what happened before, during and after. I think the love story is beautiful and tragic and I think like I never really understood, I think before that movie, the issue, not the issue, but like the idea of black masculinity kind of, I don't know what the word I'm trying to look for is, but like having friction with being gay and then the identity issue of you as a black man in society being gay and what that means and and in both their personal life and in the overall cultural world. And that's a perspective that like I had never thought about before until I saw Moonlight in high school. And I was like, "Oh fuck. This is the one of the most life-changing movies I've ever seen." And I love that movie and I still watch that movie all the time because I just think it's so incredible. But I've been talking about movies for so fucking long. Anyways, everyone should go stream Falsetto and everyone should go watch Die My Love. And maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know if any of this was even coherent, but I'm gonna go eat some Dominican angel cake. Bye bye. Bye bye.